you are looking for ways to earn more money, this episode takes you through the exact steps that Ryan uses to increase profits in his business. This tactic is so simple, yet so many people don't understand it and therefore don't use it. When you learn the tactics in this episode, you'll understand exactly how to find rental property HMOs at 50% discounts, which means if the rent is 2k for a 4-bed HMO, your offer is accepted at 1k PCM. That's 1k profit PCM. Let me know what you think of this episode by leaving Ryan a review.
Hey podcasters, I hope everybody's doing well on this weekend. Where are we? 22nd of August, Saturday. I hope you've got an eventful weekend planned. Bit of work for you guys, hopefully. Bit of business, bit of fun, bit of family time, and letting your hair down. I've certainly got lots happening this weekend, lots to look forward to, which is great. I love being busy on the weekends. I love working through the weekends. It's non-stop. It's a lifestyle, which I completely enjoy. So always working and mixing business with pleasure and fun and friends and family and work across 7 days a week. So it's non-stop here. So I've just left a viewing. Been to look at a property from an agent that we work with. Quite an interesting case. There's an opportunity here for you guys, everybody listening, to do some of these deals instead of leaving money on the table. So very, very simple. There's an agency that we work with, one particular agency, and they've let this particular property to a group of students. It's a 4-bed, fully licensed HMO. They've let it to a group of students. The students are about to move in 1st of September, and then last minute, I think they're coming from China. Last minute, they've said their course has been delayed, which is very common now, very popular. We've got lots and lots of student lets in this city, and it's very, very common that this is happening all the time. So what's basically happened now is their course has been postponed until the end of January, which is like when the language students come to the city. It's like a second clearing kind of thing that they call it. And that means that they're not basically going to move in on the 1st of September. So it's an interesting situation. It's for the agent to work out, because I think the students are supposed to be paying the rent from the 1st of September, but as their course is not obviously started until the 1st of, or the early January, end of January, sorry, it's like, what's that? All of September, October, November, December, there's 4 months that the house will sit empty, and the landlord obviously wants his rent. The students obviously don't want to pay the rent. They haven't even arrived in the UK yet or even moved in.
If you're already shortletting on Booking.com or Airbnb and you're not generating $8,200 for your 3 beds, $6,200 for your 2 beds, or even $4,100 for your 1 beds each month, then oh my goodness, you're losing money every single month. Now, I created an ebook to show you exactly how we hit those numbers consistently in my business, and I want to give you a free copy so I can show you exactly how you can do the same. Just go to www.theyrentanihome.com/free book and tell me where to send your copy. Does that make sense?
So what do? They call a company like ours, my company, we have lots and lots of short-let properties from this particular agency. We're happy to bridge the gap. 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, 9 months, 11 months, all the way up to 5 years we've got, or 3 years we've got contracts with this particular company. So we are happy to enter into contracts with the agency to bridge the gap. Now, don't think for any second or any minute that obviously we're going to enter into these contracts to bridge the gap for 4 months and then pay the full market rent, and what would actually be the point? You have to work a lot harder, faster, smarter, offer incentives, find the right people, do all the work for what? 3.5 months or 4 months worth of rent? It's a lot of work for little money. However, let me give you an example of the deals we're doing and the deals we've done and this particular deal, so you understand why we do this, okay? It's a very, very good service. It's a fantastic solution. The rent gets paid, or some rent gets paid. So let's imagine, okay, let me give you the real example. Right, this particular property was on the market at something like 2,000, or it came down to 2,000. Excuse me, yawning. Excuse me, £2,045 a month. Let's just call it 2,050. All right, keep it easy, simple. Now, my company would pay. Now, I've seen inside the property, we would pay a maximum of half of that. So let's just call it £1,000 a month. Right, so the £1,000 a month gives us a margin that we can rent that property a lot cheaper than the market rent. We can find contractors, which we house, dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of them. We can find students that want short-term basis. We can find professionals that need accommodation on a short-term basis. So when you look at around about £500 a room, 4 rooms would generate £2,000 a month. It's 4 bedrooms, this house. If we're paying £1,000 a month, we've got £1,000 margin to play with that we would make over those 4 months. That's £4,000 straight away. Some people don't even earn £4,000 over the course of 18 months or 2 years with a conventional buy-to-let property. So we're bridging the gap in between. It halves the expenses for either the tenant who's committed to the rent but is not here, or the landlord who's not going to get the rent because the tenants haven't moved in yet, or the landlord and the tenant share the hit. It just depends. That's for the agent to work out. I haven't seen their contracts. I don't know what they've entered into, but somebody will pay for it, the landlord or the tenant, or they will share it. There's no other option. And they don't have any other options really for anybody else to pay rent for 4 months on a property and then move out. They can't issue an AST. It's going to take them a while to rent it, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks void. Then they've got 2 months left, and then they can't issue an AST. And then out of those 2 months, let's just say they got the full market rent, £2,000. So that's £4,000. But how are they going to get that if they're waiting and it's a very short period, and do the tenants really want to move in and move out 2 months later, etc., etc.? So come to my company. We look at everything. These are the facts. These are the numbers. These are the voids. This is the position. This is the time of year. This is what we can achieve. This is what we can pay. My offer in a moment will be a maximum of £1,000. So I would pay £1,000 a month for every month we are in that particular property. And I will charge around about £1,800 a month to my clients. So that will make around about approximately £800 net per calendar month. So 8,000 or 800 times 4, you can do the maths, okay? If anybody wants just under £4,000 for putting deals like this together, short-term rental deals, they're everywhere. The market is full of them. There's lots and lots of HMO, student properties, that are empty right now because of students are not coming. Their course is changing. Their course is being delayed. There's a glut of them on the market. There's a lot of them and not enough demand. So jump onto the internet, jump onto Rightmove, do something instead of watching Netflix and bloody Ben & Jerry's ice cream. Do something this weekend and start to look at some of these properties on the market in your area, in your city, or just search around university cities and start putting some low offers in, guys, because you will get these secured. Trust me. We go shopping around this time of year. We did it last year. We go shopping around this time of year to add to our portfolio for the winter. The end.
He's a #1 Amazon bestseller. He's an NLP manipulator. He's a property course seller. He's a Lamborghini driving multi-millionaire property guru. Forget that same old boring I am me narcissistic podcast format, because nobody gives a fuck. This podcast is all about you. So I'm taking these few seconds to thank you for subscribing, to thank you for leaving your 5-star reviews, and thank you for sharing this show with all of your friends. My team and I will keep bringing you these episodes and answering all of your burning questions in my Facebook community group called Property Crash Course. If you can just keep telling all of your friends about this show.